YouTube, good morning. Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing another day in my life on bikini prep and showing you the ins and outs of my brand new program, because in case you missed my last video, I briefly went over the fact that my coach has basically uprooted and changed just about everything about my current protocol. Besides my water intake and my supplement intake, those are the only two things that haven't changed. Just kind of in that stage of prep now where we need to dig really deep and push really hard and try to get stage lean ahead of schedule. That way I can just kind of coast into my show, preferably, fingers crossed. I feel like that is always ideal instead of feeling like you need to cut till the very last second. Like, I've definitely had preps in my past where I'm doing 2 hours of Stairmaster like 3 days before stepping on stage, and hopefully we can prevent that from happening this year. I have been on this new program for 2 weeks now. Week number 1, if I'm being so honest with y'all, humbled the fuck out of me, okay? As you'll see throughout today, I'm just having a lot more cardio and movement now and a lot less food intake. So it was just a whole lot of Kendall being hangry and fatigued and not feeling my best. Now that I'm in week 2 of it all, things are finally settling into place. I feel like I am getting my routine now. I am used to the increased cardio now. It doesn't bother me mentally at all now. If anything, it actually feels pretty easy this week. Knock on wood. I know that feeling is not going to last forever. Food intake is obviously like never going to be easier. It is a hard thing choosing to be hungry, but at the end of the day, that's what this is. This is a choice. It's a privilege. I try my best not to complain about it. And I also know that this is what's necessary to get the results I'm after. On the results front, I know it's only 2 weeks on a new program, so like only so much can happen, but I did want to share a personal win for myself. I woke up this morning at 149 pounds. And that is just crazy to me because I have not been under 150 in like, I honestly could not even tell you, and I'm not exaggerating, like at least 7 years, I want to say. And for reference, I'm like 5'6.5", 5'7" on a good day when I lie about my height. So that was just like a really cool personal win because that was kind of like the goal I was working towards, even though we still have a good long ways to go and probably a good amount of weight to still lose. A win is a win, I'll take it. It definitely makes the workload easier once you start seeing results. I'm sure you guys can all relate to that. Like when you're working really hard towards something and you're not seeing the changes, that's when it's mentally a lot harder. So at least my body is responding to this new plan. Also for reference, just because I feel like maybe one person out there will be curious, I don't know my starting weight of this exact prep, but I spent most of my off season in like the 165 to 170 pound range, just to give you reference on like where I'm at. With that being said, I feel like I can't candidly talk about the game plan without sharing my show date. So drum roll please, future editing Kendall, find a way to add a drum roll. Let's try to hype this up. I am 10 weeks out, kinda. At the time of filming this, I'm like 10.5 weeks out, but by the time you're seeing it, like the upload date, I will probably be 10 weeks out, which is crazy. Like we're still in double digits and that is giving me peace of mind, but like in a few days, I will not be double digits. And that's scary a little bit. My projected show date, and I only say projected because I'm not like officially signed up yet, but there is a 99.9% chance I am doing the show, is the Texas State on November 8th. I think when I shared the date over on the podcast, I said November 7th and that it was a Friday. Turns out that is for natural divisions only, and then the like quote unquote normal NPC and IFBB divisions will be that Saturday. So yeah, that's exciting. So now that you know that I am around 10 weeks out, I feel like that kind of explains why Coach and I are kind of ramping things up and trying to get lean ahead of schedule. His ideal for me, which I am fully on board with this plan, is to be like show ready, stage ready at about like 2 to 3 weeks out, because this is our first time ever prepping together. He has never peaked me for a show before. And while I could give him all the data in the world, I feel like every year your body's just a little bit different. And as you guys know, I haven't stepped on stage in like, I keep forgetting, 4 or 5 years. It's been a long ass time. So since it's been so long, the idea is to be ready for the show 2 to 3 weeks out so that we can do a mock peak week, carb up, see how my body reacts, and then kind of just coast into show from there. So while I am 10 weeks out, mentally, I'm kind of treating it like I'm more so 8 weeks out. I feel like that just helps me like really get in my zone and really push. As far as how I'm feeling so far, I honestly feel really freaking good. I'm on my period right now, so like a little less good today. Overall, I feel like this prep compared to all the other preps I've done has been the most fulfilling, and I've been really happy with how my body is responding to everything. Coach seems really happy with how my body's responding to everything. I would say the only thing him and I are keeping an eye on is my legs are weirdly having a harder time leaning out this year. Just compared to how I usually hold body fat, like my upper body, I feel like is leaning out way quicker than my lower body. And unfortunately, we can't spot reduce. We can't choose where we hold body fat. So I am just sticking with the plan and praying my dumb little hamstrings come in eventually. Now let's get into the program itself, because obviously I'm not going to do cardio right now. I actually already did it this morning and I did film it. I was just in no place to talk because boy, have I been tired, just in general, but especially first thing in the morning. While I used to do 35 minutes of cardio 5 times a week, it has now ramped up to 60 minutes of cardio 6 times a week, specifically fasted Stairmaster. I was doing fasted Stairmaster anyway, but now like I have to. So that doesn't really change anything, but almost doubled the time on there, which was why I think week 1 was pretty challenging mentally and physically for me. But again, this week, knock on wood, things have felt a lot easier. I'm kind of entering a flow state now. After my cardio, I came home and walked Rex. This is a staple every morning if you have a dog. I'm sure we all do it. But I've actually been tracking my morning walks with Rex now because part of my new protocol, another way to burn a little extra and get more movement in, is on my low days, I have to get 13,000 steps a day in. So I treat my morning walk with Rex almost like my first little check mark on some of those steps of the day. So I always aim for anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 steps with him first thing in the morning, right after my cardio, to get that ball rolling. On that note, because I mentioned having low days, I do technically have 2 different meal plans I'm following, low day and high day, but so far, and I don't foresee this changing, I am only getting 1 high day a week. So I will have like 1 day with a good amount of carbs, no cardio, and then the rest of the week is a low day. And today is a low day. After our walk, I came back home. I made my breakfast, which is now just egg whites, a whole egg, and some cucumber. Before eating my breakfast, I had all of my fasted supplements. And then after having my breakfast, I had all the rest of my morning supplements. Nothing has changed in this department, but putting them on screen anyway, in case you missed the last vlog. And that brings us to here. Game plan right now is to actually head to the grocery store because I am already hungry post-breakfast and I can't eat because I don't have food. So we're gonna run over to the store and stock up on tilapia and veggies because those 2 foods are my entire food pyramid now. Lots of tilapia in this house. Let's go get it. I just got home with our groceries. I unfortunately do not have time to cook them right now. I have to head out the door for a work meeting, but I will be back in like an hour to cook and eat. See you then. At least one of us gets to have pizza in this house. Okay, I just got home. I am way sleepier than I anticipated being, so I need to defrost my tilapia anyway because I buy it frozen, so I'm gonna get it defrosting. It takes about like 30 minutes or so, which, you know, perfect time to go take a nap. So I don't think I'm gonna actually fall asleep, but my ass needs to lay down. So we're gonna put that in the sink and defrost it and then go lay down. That's the plan. Do you guys ever lay down and start like doom scrolling on Instagram or TikTok and you're like, wow, I'm so exhausted from existing, and all of these people are just doing like the most high energy things, and I like genuinely sit here and I'm like, how? Like, do I just lack a natural caffeine that like other people have? Because like I had an energy drink today. I had all my supplements I had to take, you know? I feel like I should not be this sleepy of a human being, but it's just like in my bones. Like, people always comment on like how laid back or like how chill I am. God, that's cringe. How nonchalant I am. But like genuinely, I just don't have the energy to care 90% of the time. Like, I'm just too tired to give a fuck, which like has its perks for sure. But then I end up like this at 3 p.m. on a Thursday. And I have a lot of work to do, and I'm too sleepy to do that work. Instead, I just lay. Also, I have 2 animals now, as we know. I got Rex and I have Kobu. I've had Rex since I was like 18. Like, he's my little baby, my little child, and he sleeps all day long. Like, he sleeps more than an animal should sleep, but I figured it's just the breed, and just like maybe him specifically, he's just a tired boy. And then I got Kovu, right? A Bengal cat. Everyone and their mom was warning me at how high energy Bengal cats are. This man sleeps all day. I'm like, is there something in me? Like, am I giving off an energy that makes the things and people around me sleepy? Is my sleepy contagious? Let me know. These are lay down thoughts with Kendall. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. As you can see, tilapia is on the stovetop. I literally had to break out 2 different pans to cook all of it because I got a giant like 4-pound bag. Mostly for the fact that I feel like I am going to the grocery store way too often right now. I think I need to get like a Sam's Club or Costco membership because I am truly sick of running out of food every other day. Like, literally, I got tilapia yesterday and then I ate it all and had to go get more. So hopefully getting a bigger bag will do a little bit of help this time. Maybe I need to just like fully stock up since you have to freeze them anyway. It's like, do I just buy an outrageous amount of tilapia and cucumber? I might. That might be what I have to do. Speaking of cucumber, while I'm cooking that, I have my handy dandy little chopper set up right here so that I can chop up a bunch of cucumber and have that ready as well. Good game plan. I'm pretty freaking hungry. That is a whole lot of fish. Now it is time to weigh out my food. I'm just having 4 ounces of this tilapia and then 120 grams of our cucumber. I keep not knowing how to segue clips. It's a bit rough today, okay? I'm trying. Okay, my meal is ready. I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna go sit and eat this. But before I do, I wanted to quickly explain that while my meal plan calls for cucumber, you'll see the rest of my meals today, but almost all of my meals are tilapia and cucumber based. My coach did tell me in my most recent check-in with him to like introduce a few other green vegetables into the program. That way my digestion doesn't get like so accustomed to the same intake and same fiber contexts, which is what I feel like happened to me in my last prep. In my last prep, I was eating my normal food every day, and at first my body was like reacting super well, and then out of nowhere I kept getting extremely bloated from my food. If you eat the same thing every single day and it's something like so low calorie like cucumber, eventually I feel like your gut microbiome skews and adjusts to just having that one type of food. You'll see in my next meal that's supposed to look like this. I am just substituting out my cucumber for green beans instead. So sometimes I do that. I like swap out the veggies, but that's because my coach told me to, because he's smart. While my body is digesting the meal I just ate, I am going to take advantage of the time and go get more steps in. I haven't looked at my phone, like the health app, to see where I'm at already, but I know I have a lot to do. So I'm gonna bring Rex with me. There is like a little, I don't want to call it a farm. There's just like land not that far from where I live. And sometimes they have cows just like out and roaming. And so we're gonna walk over and see if we can see the cows. That's the mission. Rex Obino and I have made it to the cows. There's so many of them and they're so pretty, and they probably think that this is one of them
because I have a little baby cow. Also, we've been walking for a while. I don't know how many steps. I haven't checked. I've been on the phone with my mom the whole time. But poor little Rexy Beans is already out of breath, so there is a huge chance I am carrying him home. I'll let him do what he's capable of, but if we end up like this again, I will take one for the team. Look how pretty the sunset is. That's crazy. He's trooping on. He's out of breath, but he's trooping on. Why do I low-key have a crazy shoulder pump from walking outside? I am currently heating up my pre-workout meal. I will show it in a sec. It is very boring. It is tilapia, surprise, surprise, and rice. This is technically my only meal on my low days now that have carbs, so I really look forward to this one. It's gonna give us just enough energy to go crush a workout. Here she is in all of her glory. She's hot as hell. She's burning the hands, so I'm gonna leave her down. I'm adding just a little bit of spicy mustard on top. This is still technically okay because it's extremely low calorie, this and hot sauce. Even though it's technically okay, I really try to limit my consumption because I enjoy torturing myself. I'm gonna eat this part of my meal, and then the second part of my meal I get is 12 grams of almond butter. And let me tell you, this is the highlight of my day. All right, I know you can't tell because I'm a little tired right now, but I'm very happy on the inside. Okay. 12 grams of almond butter. I also have my creatine. I'm going to down both of these, go get changed, and then we are hitting the gym. Okay, hello my loves. We are in the car. I just finished my workout. We are driving home. Can you see me? Probably not, but that's okay. I can yap anyway, all right? That was such a freaking good workout, and I don't think you guys understand how badly I needed that to be a good workout. I have had such bad, shitty, unproductive workouts recently. I think at first it was just like all of the extra fatigue I was telling you about earlier, pertaining to like all the extra workload I've taken on recently and the less food. Like obviously I'm gonna be a bit more fatigued and drained and not have as good of lifting sessions. But more than that, or like on top of that, I have just had really freaking bad social anxiety again. I know social anxiety looks different for everyone. For me, it kind of ebbs and flows, where it's like always constantly a little bit there, but usually I'm pretty okay or have like good ways of managing it. And then I'll have random dips where it gets really bad. And recently we've been in one of those dips. Yes, I'm getting generally more confident because I'm spending so much time working on myself. I'm seeing progress. I feel great. But at the same time, me and my body and how I look is my focus every single day right now until I step on stage. So even though I'm making progress and I'm overall loving how I'm looking, there is like a weird little background of that where I'm more self-conscious because I'm just more self-aware right now. So with that comes a lot of overthinking and comes a lot of social anxiety. So recently when I've been in the gym, I will like always start off my workout good, and then about halfway through or somewhere in there, I keep getting in my head and overthinking what the people around me are thinking about me, or how I'm being perceived, or like the obvious own self-doubts of I'm losing strength a little bit, and that's kind of a blow to the ego sometimes, or seeing myself from a certain angle of a certain exercise in the mirror and seeing like a roll or a line or cellulite that I obviously am working hard to get rid of. But yeah, I just wanted to be a little candid with y'all that I've been definitely in my own head recently, but I know it's temporary. I'm not letting it affect anything. It's just something I've noticed, I've picked up on. So days like today where I felt really confident, I had a really good workout, I felt really strong, and I got to film and didn't get in my head about it, that's a win. Are you guys enjoying the strobe light effect? I'm sure that's not annoying to anyone else. It is time for a post-workout meal. I opted for green beans. It's essentially the same exact meal as earlier, as far as 4 ounces of tilapia that you can barely see under all the green beans, and then 120 grams of veggies. I still have some online work to do because I love procrastinating, and I could save it for tomorrow morning, but I think I'd feel more accomplished getting it done tonight, so I'm gonna eat this up in my office. And then I will check in with you before bed for my last meal of the day. This is my last meal of the day. Do you think I'm gonna try to vlog some of tomorrow for y'all? I don't know if I'm doing the whole entire day like I did today, but we'll film something. So, good night. Hello, my loves. I was about to say good morning, but it is in fact 4 p.m. and no longer morning time, and this is my first time leaving the house today. Besides going for my cardio this morning, I did my cardio. I've had 2 meals so far. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like such a broken record. I feel like I bring this up every few videos, but honestly, it's a huge part of my life, unfortunately. I get weather-related migraines, and it is going to like rain on and off today. So I went to sleep with a headache, I woke up with a headache. It's just been like a very slow moving day today where I have not been incredibly productive. I don't even feel awake right now, but I am forcing myself out of the house and going to do stuff and get my steps in, go outside, feel like I could accomplish at least something today. What are we accomplishing? Not much, but at least we left the house. I don't really have a set plan on like where we're going. One thing I know that I want to do is go to a bookstore because I finished my most recent book yesterday. And I do have a few other books like I already have in my collection that I haven't read yet, but I kind of want to browse like what's new. I feel like authors are constantly putting really good dark books out this time of year as we're like approaching October. So we're gonna go look at the current dark romance and spooky selections and see what our options are. A lot of the times what I do is go to like a Barnes & Noble or another bookstore and I browse the shelves and I get like multiple titles that I feel like I might be interested in, and then I go home. This is so excessive. I go home and I like research reviews, and I usually end up ordering my books from Amazon. I just feel like it is more affordable than getting my books retail, unless I can support like a secondhand bookstore. Like I love half-price books. I love a good library. But I think today we're gonna drive a little further than usual and go to one of the bigger Barnes & Noble in the Austin area and see what they got, and then go from there. I also think, because that bookstore is by like an outdoor mall, I might just like pop over to the outdoor mall and walk. I don't really need anything. I am like such an overconsumer as it is. The only thing I feel like I might be kind of on the search for is some shorts, like some non-gym shorts. Because one part of prep that I feel like not a lot of people talk about is like when you lose a significant amount of weight, like your clothes do not fit you. And so literally none of my jean shorts fit. It's almost like embarrassing because they start to like sag on the butt. They don't look good. You can tell how ill-fitting they are. So I'm either gonna walk around that outdoor mall area or drive even further into Austin and go to some of my favorite thrift stores. So that is the current plan. Bookstore first, maybe even get a coffee while I'm there. I feel like that might make me feel better right now. I'm trying to think of what else we could talk about today. My brain is not braining. Oh, I have a good idea. I have been on the hunt for my show day bikini, so I haven't ordered any yet. I'm far enough out from my show right now, but I'm definitely brainstorming and researching and all of the things, and I am currently between two different colors. So give me your vote down below. I'm thinking either like a light purple, not super light purple. I'll try to throw up a photo as an example, but I'm either between purple or green. Originally going into this season, I was like hard set on royal blue, but then I was thinking about it and the past shows I've ever done, I almost always choose a blue. I have worn blue on stage 3 or 4 separate times. I did red once, I did turquoise once, and then the rest have been like a pure blue. So I think this year I kind of want to switch it up and either do like a true green or a true purple. Let me know your thoughts.
Okay, I don't know if these are gonna be really like my style, or at least not my go-to style, but how freaking cute are these book covers? The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore? Are you kidding? I wanna live here.
Okay, I'm back in the car. I don't have my little driving setup set up right now. It's right there dangling. So I'm gonna keep this brief because I'm at a red light, but I didn't end up buying a book. I did find a few titles that I'm like super interested in. The one I am most interested in is God of Malice. Sounded really good. I am now heading over to, there's like a few thrift stores that are really good thrift stores kind of around like UT campus area. So I'm gonna drive like 15 minutes into Austin. We're gonna do some thrift shopping and then see where the day takes us. I am in a beautiful ass neighborhood here. I feel like I do not belong. I'm on a very bumpy road right now, so probably not the best time to film. But I was just having a thought as I was driving, and it was the fact that I'm young, right? Like in the grand scheme of life, I'm still very much so young. But when I was younger, like late teens, very early 20s, battling many mental illnesses, I had such a fear of being alone. Like the thought of spending time alone was so scary and almost like embarrassing to me, where I would not go anywhere by myself, which was oftentimes debilitating because I didn't have a lot of friends. And so I spent a lot of time just like at home, but not out of choice, out of like fear of going out and doing anything by myself, right? And now, like at this stage of life I'm in, I enjoy my own company so fucking much. Like days like this are my absolute favorite days, where I am just driving around doing whatever I want, almost like taking myself on a date. I love going and getting food alone. I love sitting at home alone, reading alone, going shopping alone, like all these things that used to intimidate me
are some of my absolute favorite moments. I'm only sharing that because I do know that like younger versions of me watch these YouTube videos sometimes, and it's just a testament of like, spend more time alone, like get to know yourself, take yourself on dates, romanticize the little moments, because at the end of the day, you know, I have a lot of friends and people in my life I love so much who love me so much, but that wouldn't mean anything to me if I didn't enjoy myself and my me time. So yeah, just a little thought I would share in case anyone could relate or is maybe currently working on that part of themselves. I feel like it started small for me, like just going out to coffee shops and like going and getting coffee and sitting and working. Like if I had work to do anyway, I was like, all right, let's get out of the house. Another thing that still helps me a lot is I almost always am wearing headphones in public, not to drown out the people around me, but like listening to a podcast or listening to like some of my favorite playlists kind of helps me feel less alone, even though I am alone. If you are intimidated or get social anxiety like I do, listening to one of your favorite podcasts or even like this YouTube video in your ear while you're out in public, I feel like helps, because then it's almost like you have a little friend in your head. Hopefully that made sense. This was supposed to be sentimental and not me being weird, and I fear I made it weird. Okay, I am sweating my ass off. My headache is a lot worse right now. I'm gonna go home, take a Tylenol, have my pre-workout meal, and then we are off to the gym for some shoulders. Shoulders is the plan. I will say when I get bad headaches like this, sometimes training shoulders makes it worse. So if I don't end up feeling better, we might train something else. But the plan as of now is shoulders.
Cocaine in my nose, got rose in my cup, though. Started climbing my phone, she got me locked in on cup, though.